Hello there, I'm gfaplays and welcome back to the channel. If you're new around here, I create Star Citizen content, whether it's gameplay videos, live streams, guides, news, the whole shebang here on YouTube. But today we're doing a slightly different video. Now in my live streams and in my video comment sections, people ask about the specs of my PC, they ask about what peripherals I use, joysticks, head tracking, eye tracking, and today I want to talk about what I use, what I would recommend, what I think creates the ultimate Star Citizen setup to get the most out of the game with immersion and control of your ships. And I want to talk about mouse and keyboard versus joystick. Should you have a joystick? And if you are going to buy a joystick, what ones are the best to buy? Now, I do have to say, I'm not going to sit here and say I have the best setup ever for Star Citizen. There are people out there with full sim rigs. There's people out there with full simulation rooms that I'll show you right now that I found online. There's people out there with haptic suits that when you shoot them, they feel it in real life, like Ready Player One. There's some crazy stuff out there. But what I do think I have is the best head tracking / eye tracking solution, which is the Tobii Eyetracker 5, very widely used amongst the Star Citizen community, and of which I'm doing a giveaway in this video today for the Tobii Eyetracker 5, so you can get one for free. So hang around, I'll talk about that a little bit later in the video. And I think I also have the best flight sticks on the market as well. The Virpil Constellation Alpha Primes, I think they are by far the best flight controls that I've ever used, and I've used quite a few different brands at this point. And I do have to say, huge shout out to Virpil. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. They sent me out these sticks, and honestly, they are incredible. So we're going to scoot back over here to the setup where we'll do the full review. And that's where the bulk of the video will be from now on. But I thought it'd be nice to start the video in this different setting. We don't do this very often. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below. Would you like to see more videos structured like this? So before we actually talk about the Virpil sticks and how amazing they are, we do need to talk about just joysticks in general. Now, mouse and keyboard is great. You can really get a long way with mouse and keyboard. The game is still fun, but it doesn't have the same feel. You can't control your ship properly. If you try and roll left or right, you're kind of tapping A and D and you're kind of juddering little bits, and it kind of sucks. It just doesn't feel immersive. That's not to say there's anything wrong with mouse and keyboard. Most of my friends play with mouse and keyboard at the moment. I know a lot of them want to move over to joysticks, but I promise you, you will not feel as immersed and as into the game until you fly with sticks. And mounted sticks at that. Okay, so let's get started with the Virpils. The reason I'm now sitting further back is I've gone and got a couple of boxes. The main bit, the stick. Okay, so I've got the VPC Alpha Prime, the Virpil Constellation Desk Mount. I've gone for the small one. I've then got one of these, which is the VPC Warbird D Flight Stick base with adjustable dampeners. And if you do go for that base, the Warbird D, then you need a desk mount adapter for the Warbird D, because otherwise it won't attach to the desk mount. And last but by no means least, the Z-axis extension for the stick to sort of go at an angle. It's an adjustable angle, so you can have it slightly off kilt, so it's more like a throttle. You're seeing it on screen right now. That is what this adapter allows you to do. Now, what makes the Virpil stand out against the crowd? What makes them so good? What makes them so worth that premium price tag that comes with them? Now, I'll be honest, I have tried or had at some point over the past 6-7 years ones that are very premium, still expensive, and I've had some of the cheaper ones, the budget options that you come in, and I've tried them all. I can't think of a single brand that I haven't tried yet. I'm sure it exists, but I can't think of one off the top of my head. These are so much nicer, or through and through. The build quality, they're all metal. They feel weighty. They feel so nice in your hands. They are proper sturdy sticks. Not just that, the software that comes with them is actually really, really good. The Virpil software is incredible. The configuration, the setup, and then the versatility of what you can customize and change on it, including all the LEDs and RGBs. But the main thing for me, personally, that makes these the stick of all sticks, the holy grails of flight stick, is the button positions and the amount of buttons that you have at your fingertip on both sticks. Now, the competitors that I've tried recently have buttons like on the base of the stick, meaning you have to take your hand off of the stick to press these buttons or to like get to these scroll wheels and things, and it's just not it. I'm in no disillusion that the Virpils are an expensive product. Especially if you're going in at like your first joystick, you probably should try something cheaper at first just to make sure you actually like flying with sticks. Like a Thrustmaster, I would honestly say if you're going with Thrustmaster to start just to see how you feel, good idea, go straight to Virpil after that. Whilst it is a lot of money, in my opinion, it is worth every penny of saving up for because they are the best sticks I have ever used. So yes, all in all, Joysticks 100% would recommend giving them a go. Now, when it comes to mapping on the Joysticks, there is a really good person on Spectrum, a player that goes by the name of Buzzkillers, and they have created these fantastic mappings for a lot of sticks, not just the Virpils, other brands as well. And they have a picture guide of what the things are mapped to on the stick. And I think it's brilliant. I really highly recommend everyone going over and making that like the standard, like downloading it and using it. I use those mappings. They're fantastic. I'll put a link down below for the mappings from Buzzkiller. Moving on, the Tobii Eyetracker 5. The next most important thing, in my opinion, by way of Star Citizen gameplay. Maybe even more important than sticks, to be fair. Like, joysticks are important, but they're not really a must-have. Like, to me they are, for immersion and for gameplay. I think they're a must-have. But a lot of people probably would say you don't need them. And they wouldn't be wrong, right? You don't need sticks, but it does make the game a lot better. In my opinion, the Tobii is a must-have. It just is. Eye tracking and head tracking in Star Citizen and any flight sim is so important. Now, Tobii supports a huge library of games, over 160, and it's not just for flight games or driving games. There's shoot 'em ups as well and shooter games, but by way of Star Citizen, it improves your situational awareness to no end. The fact that you can fly around and just sort of look around your cockpit in the game to track your enemy as they're trying to outmaneuver you is such a benefit, and to be honest, an advantage, right? Like, it helps a lot. On top of that, you can look around, lock onto people and fire missiles with your eyes. It's pretty crazy. It goes without saying, the Eyetracker 5 to me is a must-have for anyone that is playing Star Citizen. It just makes it so much better. Like, the Tobii tracks your eye movements. Now, when we go through my settings in just a second, because a lot of people have asked me about that, I actually don't have my eye tracking turned on because I stream. So when I'm streaming, if I'm looking at chat, moving my eyes around, I don't want my head to go flying around left and right. It's quite discombobulating for the viewer. So I have my eye tracking turned off. However, if I didn't stream, I would have it on. So I will pull all of my settings up on screen right now, and I'll just sort of scroll down to the bits that show you sort of the dead zones and the sensitivity that I have and the on and off switches that I have in regards to the eye tracker. Feel free to pause the video at any point if you need to copy any of these onto your game. And that's the Tobii Eyetracker 5. Now, as I mentioned earlier, I am running a Tobii Eyetracker 5 giveaway live right now on my social platforms and here on YouTube. So I'm going to run the little video that I've put together for the Tobii Eyetracker 5, and I'll see you back here in just 1 minute so we can talk about the PC specs. Run the advert. Hello, I'm gfaplays, and I am giving away a Tobii Eyetracker 5, courtesy of Tobii themselves. The Tobii Eyetracker 5 offers precise eye tracking and head tracking for a variety of games. There's over 160 plus titles, and whilst all of my content is based around the video game Star Citizen, there are so many other ways you can use the Tobii. For example, this is me on Far Cry 5, where I can look around whilst aiming down sights and also whilst not aiming down sights to really keep my situational awareness perfect. I don't want to be randomly revenanted by any bears. And for another example, here's Division 2, where you can not only use your eyes to pick what cover you're going to move to, you can also use it to target your enemies. And what's really neat is when you look around different parts of the HUD, they light up as your eyes meet them. Really cool. Oh, and by the way, for all of my Star Citizen players out there, not only does the Tobii allow you to have eye and head tracking in Star Citizen, both on the ground and in your ship, but what's really cool is you can use it to look around and lock onto your targets to fire missiles even when they're not in front of your ship. This Tobii Eyetracker 5 is such an incredible product. Even if you're not a Star Citizen player like me, there are so many other games that it is useful for. So make sure to get involved with the giveaway to be in with a chance of having your own. All you need to do is follow the instructions on the post, on the platform you're currently watching this on. Just to let you know, I am running this on all of my social platforms: Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and X. The only thing that you need to be aware of is that the winner will have to provide me with their name and address for postage, as Tobii themselves are facilitating this, and I will have to just pass all of your information on to Tobii and they will send it out directly to you. So if you're not comfortable with providing me with that information, please do not bother entering. Each social platform gets you one entry, so make sure to enter on all of the platforms to maximize your chance of winning. If you are instead looking to purchase your own Tobii Eyetracker 5, please use my link below. Best of luck, peace out. I have a Cooler Master Case H500M. The CPU is an AMD Ryzen 9 5900X 12-core processor, and it's overclocked at 4.2 GHz. The GPU is an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3080, and the RAM is 4 sticks of 16GB DDR4 Corsair Vengeance RAM, so that makes 64 gigs in total, and it's at 3600 MHz. So yeah, that's the PC setups. Now I play at 1080p, and now a lot of people go, what? I haven't actually upgraded my monitor yet to a 2K or a 4K monitor, and I get a solid 60 frames a second most places that I go. But it's getting better. We've got Vulkan on the way, we've got DLSS on the way, so Star Citizen will begin to run a lot better. So if you have got a slightly less powerful rig than I have, or a much less powerful rig than I have, and you've struggled to play Star Citizen in the past, yeah, we've got Vulkan and DLSS on the way. Vulkan's kind of already in the very early stages of it, so in the next 6 months or so, you should definitely consider coming back to the game, because performance is about to be a lot better. And my final bit of advice: if you do not have your game on an SSD or an NVMe, please do so. It doesn't matter. You could have a NASA's supercomputer sitting in front of you. If your game is installed on a hard drive, you'll get PowerPoint presentation. It is terrible frame rate. I think we've spoken about the main things that I think you should get if you're wanting to get into Star Citizen and have a really good setup. Genuinely do believe that joysticks are the way forward. They do go on sale and discount quite regularly, so keep an eye out on the Virpil store for those discounts. I'll put a link down in the description below for all of that. And with the Tobii Eyetracker 5, I'm a Tobii ambassador, so please go and use my link below to support me if you are going to go and buy one. Again, they go on sale all the time as well, and obviously I'm giving away one for free, as we mentioned earlier. And that's it. That is the end of the video. That is kind of the setup tour of what I'm playing. I've kept it very Star Citizen-esque. If you want like a whole setup, like a whole office setup kind of video from me, then let me know. I'd be happy to do something like that. Thank you ever so much for watching. I understand this is probably a bit of a different video than what I usually do, and I think people probably like, hey, what are you doing, man? We want more gameplay stuff. Don't worry, we'll be back to normal again next week. And that is all from me. Thanks again for being here and watching today. Please consider dropping a like and subscribing if you enjoyed the video. And if you are considering buying Star Citizen, please do use my referral code. There is an extra referral bonus on right now for, I think it's the P52 or the P72, one of the PPs on referral. So please use my code. You get some free goodies. I get some free goodies. Everybody wins, nobody loses, so please consider doing that. And until next time, the next video will be a gameplay video of some description, because we've got some really spicy stuff on the way. So don't go anywhere, make sure you subscribe. I will see you on the next one. Also, huge shout out to Overclockers UK and Thunder X3 for sending me through this Thunder X3 XTC mesh chair. So comfortable, so ergonomic. I love this thing. I'm so happy with it. I don't know if I was in shot for that first bit. I might have been just out of shot randomly talking. I also don't know what this looks like. I might look like an absolute fat mess. I'm still carrying some winter weight from COVID, everyone. Yeah, that's right. 4 years in the making. All bought and paid for.